do, 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 do. Still getting set up over here. We'll get there eventually because it's Monday and we're not prepared ever on Monday or any other time. Okay, where is my video? What the heck? What happened? Why is the YouTube side black? Can y'all hear me? Ron, can you hear me? Hi, Ron. Where is it? Oh my God. Why is there no video? It's showing video on the StreamYard side, but it's not showing on the YouTube side. What the heck? Oh, there it is. What happened? That was weird. That was so weird. But it's blurry. Does it look blurry to y'all? Now it cleared up. What the heck? Okay. Morning, morning, Ron. Morning, Robin. Morning, Glenn. What's going on? Do 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 do. Hey, Thom. I can't hear you.
How about now?
Yep, I can hear you now. Things are weird. Things are weird.
How was your high school reunion?
Oh, it was wild. All those elderly people trying to party.
Did you party like it was 1974 and you were 18 years old?
Oh, man.
Or were you 17 years old when you graduated?
I was 18. Yeah. So, man, it's crazy. So many people are old like me, but that's okay.
Did you see a lot of people that you hung out with when you were in high school? Or did you hang out with the whole student body, senior student body, because there was so few of you?
No, I didn't hang with all of them. There was, with a class of 264. So, but my best high school buddy was there. And the rest, oh, I probably, out of the class of 264, I probably have about 40 of them are Facebook friends.
Right.
40 or 50. Like had a class of two.
I just saw that.
Yeah.
That was you. He was born, Bag.
It was so strange that we had like a memorial reading of the ones who've passed.
Right.
Man, there are 60 that have passed away
Wow.
out of a class of 264. It's just nuts that there are so many. So I guess about 204 are left out of our class of 264. It's
Was
crazy.
Becky Sue there?
Huh?
Was Becky Sue there?
Becky Sue?
Yeah, your girlfriend from high school.
Hmm. Huh.
Or do you say, yeah, they were there? They were
No.
there.
When I was a senior, I only dated freshmen, so there you go. They
Okay.
weren't there. But yeah, a bunch of my classmates were there. And it's just incredible looking at the class. There's a bunch of them that are still in pretty darn good shape.
Right.
Kind of fit and kind of still kind of in good shape. And then there's about half of the ones that were there that they're all bent up. Yeah.
Well, how many did you have to
But
threaten to take out to the parking lot because they were hitting on your girlfriend, Gwen?
oh, yeah, that happened. Uh
You know, players will always be players. Ask
that
Mr.
was the
Sadie.
cougar hunting.
Good morning, Mike.
Yeah, high school reunions kind of makes you think. Missed opportunities. Uh wow. If I'd been then like I am as an adult, what would I have done differently? Probably quite a lot, but
You'd probably be sitting in your big ranch with your oil, being an oil baron or a gold baron, and Miss Gwen would be walking around, and all the kids and daughter-in-laws and grandkids would be calling her Miss Gwen.
I was kind of surprised how many people still live locally. I kind of couldn't wait to get out of my hometown when I was growing up. But of course, the ones that attended the reunion, a majority, live close or
Right.
in the same town. But
I don't talk about once in like band. I'll say something about band, but I don't talk about high school lag.
so we did a tour of the high school. God, they've changed it all. Now kids that go to my old high school, they can get an associate's degree before they ever leave high school. They can get up through 2 full years of college in before they graduate high school, all paid for by the school system.
Well, that's the way it should be everywhere. Because here in Charlotte or in Mecklenburg County, the school district, they have through the junior colleges, juniors and seniors can go for their last 2 years to um, one of the junior colleges and finish up their last 2 years of high school and get their associate's degree, which is what Vanya did. So he saved, $60,000 at least by not having to go to university somewhere.
Yeah, they had great opportunities for the kids. Um, you could get an associate's degree in culinary arts. You should have seen their culinary arts facility, and you could get a degree in an associate's degree in welding and go right from high school into the Borger's an oil town, so they always hire welders. Um, you could get an associate's degree in being an electrician or a HVAC associate's degree. I mean,
We had
you could get out of high school as I don't know if you could get a full LV in nursing, but close.
the we had our high school, and then next door to it was the career development center, which had all of that. You know, by the time you finished up the program over there, you could sit for, like, if you were going to for beautician, you could go. You were qualified to sit for the test, or welding certification. You get your welder certification, all of that stuff. And the other high school in town bussed over their kids. Our kids basically walked next door. There was a covered pathway walkway between our high school and the center. And Rock Hill, because I went to Northwestern, Rock Hill High went. They had to bus their kids over. Now there's another high school in Rock Hill. Um, and Fort Mill and York, which are two towns, they bust their kids over because everybody had, like, there's the Rock Hill School District, there was the Fort Mill School District, the York School District, and Clover School District, and Clover bust their kids into. I don't know how they did that, but that's the way it worked. I mean, not the busing in part, but how they used our facilities since we were in another school district. But
So this
yeah,
is the old. Here, let me do this. This is the old. This bus was still in service when I was in high school. Uh, but a guy there in town owns it now. But he took us all around our hometown, and then up to the football stadium and this and that.
right.
It's a 1948 flexible, and except for the paint job, it's all original.
Was that a school bus or a city bus or what?
This was our one of our school buses when I was in school.
Wow.
This was the fancy one. This is the band kids never got to ride this. The football players always rode in that one.
Right. Um, there's a guy here in Charlotte, or husband and wife here in Charlotte, that have taken one of those and they've converted it into an RV, and it's all painted burgundy and gold. It is really, really pretty. And the pictures I've seen of the inside of it, it's nicer than one of the upscale motor coaches. But those are cool looking.
But
We had the yellow school buses when I was in high school.
they completely rebuilt the football stadium too. There's another picture of the bus. 1948. It still ran good.
Cool.
Um,
Yeah, our high school is like twice as big as it was when we went to school there. And they ended up having to build a new high school because they couldn't expand either Rock Hill High or Northwestern. They couldn't expand them um, anymore because they ran out of dirt. Um, Subdivisions have built up around them because there's the junior high, the high school, and the career development center, all three in a row. And so, good morning, Scan.
hey, Cyber.
Um,
Hey, Mark.
but our high school is twice as big as it was.
And this was on the short bus. But yeah, we had let's see, Friday night was pretty much meet and sit and talk and reminisce and have a little memorial for the 60 who have passed. Actually, Friday morning was golf, but I would have had to go up another day early, and I didn't want to it was like 105 degrees in my hometown, both Friday and Saturday. So,
It's 71 here today. It's been real cool in the morning.
and then we had a tour of the high school and a ride on that bus, and went up to the stadium, and then Saturday evening was a dinner and dance. Hardly anybody danced. We all just sat around talking.
Was a school in session when y'all? No, that you said that was Saturday that you went
Right.
to the high school. You
So we
know,
looked at, I mean, the outside is basically exactly the same, but the inside has just been totally renovated.
right?
And they put in uh, all new, you know, bulletproof glass in windows and doors and entryways, and yeah, it's crazy the security they've got there now.
Well,
I
them
mean, up
Texans are,
until like 15 years ago, anybody could just walk in the door and go walking up and down the halls, you know.
yeah. Well, at our 10-year high school reunion, all the little debutantes were little fat chicks and with little snot noses hanging on to them. So that was the highlight of my 10-year reunion. I haven't been back since then. They had like a 21, but I saw the folks I hung out with in school, and like I said, all the little debutantes that thought they were better than everybody else. They they put on weight and was not living on daddy's money anymore, and
So this really nice assistant principal lady was giving us a tour of the school,
yeah.
and we were being silly, and we asked her, um, where's the smoking area now? And what? A smoking area? So yeah, they used to have a designated smoking area where teachers and students would go out
Yeah,
and
it
line
was
up.
it was between A building and C building at our high school.
Yeah, it was on the back side of the gym where there was some pine trees out there. But anyway,
Did you ask where the typing class was now?
yeah, where's the home ec class? No, no, no. They don't call it home ec anymore. Home economics. So yeah, Jaba said we had smoke areas near the propane tanks. But when I was in high school there, we had about 1,100 students in this, freshmen through seniors. And at the high school now, they have about almost 800. So the town has gotten smaller since we graduated.
Home ec is now called family science. Family sciences.
I forget. I don't think they had like different departments. There were like, they had a culinary class, they had a child care class, they had a health care class. They had just taken an order to get a virtual cadaver, and
Uh,
or or something like that. It's like kids could operate on a real. I mean, it's like a real cadaver, but it like heals itself up after the kid's done tearing it apart. It's
Right.
weird.
Mr. Sadie, you're right. The reading levels in the schools are terrible now. I mean, kids just can't read. They should be, as much as they're looking at Facebook and all of those texting apps.
So yeah, we went in the school library and there was only about a third as many bookshelves.
Because it's a media center now.
Yeah, it was all computers and they had kind of lounge areas for studying. They called it soft areas or something. I don't know. So much different nowadays.
Yeah, Mr. Sadie, a friend of mine I went to school with, his parents were working for, his father worked for Daniels Construction, and they were doing a huge project over in Saudi. And the compound for the
Morning, Chris.
for the Americans that were over there working, and the British, um, they had elementary schools and middle schools, and then high schools. High schoolers had to go to either boarding school. They had to go to boarding school, or they came home to the U.S. and lived with like grandparents or aunts and uncles and went to school here. But one of my friends went to a British boarding school, and he didn't really care for it too much.
So, corporal punishment, paddling, is still legal in Texas, but principal lady said, "No, we don't do that. They have uh, they have stages of misbehavior. Pretty much, mostly isolating students who can't behave. They get into isolated learning. It's pretty much what they do. And if they still can't behave, she said they can be turned over to the authorities if they get too out of hand. But they don't SWAT kids anymore.
Back in my day, they'd beat the hell out of you if you. Which I don't know. I've talked about Mr. Foster, our high school principal. I don't know if any one kid that he ever paddled, but he slammed a couple of football players up against a row of lockers one day, and he was about a foot shorter than them. He didn't take no crap, and they knew it.
Yeah,
Good morning,
Sadie.
Craig.
The new high school there at every classroom has a locker, and the kids go in and there's a separate cubby hole for each student to put their phone in when the class starts. And then during the class period, the phones are locked. Uh, and then as soon as the bell rings, all the kids the cell phone lockers open up. So the kids there are not allowed to have phones during their class time. And every student is issued a a MacBook or whatever it is.
Right.
So they get all their learning off of off a MacBook, and pretty much every wall in the classrooms, the kids can get up with markers and write on them. So
Cool.
they're encouraged to go to the boards and go to the walls and work out math problems or work on English writing or whatever. Things are so different now.
Yeah, that's the reason people can't read when they're get to, not that, but I'm just saying things are so different. That's the reason kids can't read when they're 10th grade.
Yeah, they pretty much they don't have regular walls in the classrooms there. They're all whiteboards.
Hmm. When I was in school, I liked to read, but back in those days, there wasn't 200 channels, and there wasn't YouTube and any of that stuff. So if you wanted to go on an adventure, you had to read a book.
Well, in this, I'm sure the school uh, note notepads or whatever they call them are locked against being able to just get on the internet and
Right.
get into mischief doing that.
Now, see here, Mr. Sadie, I kind of think it's kind of pathetic that high schoolers are having their phones taken away from them when they have to put them in a locked room, because at that age they should be mature enough to know what the rules are, but they don't. And that's the whole freaking problem with the world this day. God, that sounded like an old man, didn't it? I mean, do y'all remember it's been a few years back when there was a high school girl in South Carolina. She was told to put up her phone. She didn't. The principal called the teacher called the principal. The principal came down there and told her to put her phone away. She wouldn't. So they called the in-school police officer, and he came down there and slung her ass, desk and all, across the damn room because she wouldn't put up that phone. He took the phone from her. Now, in Mr. Hux's house, when he got that phone call from that principal saying that Tommy was told to put his phone away and he didn't, my father would have taken
Yeah,
that
turn the
phone,
camera off.
and took a hammer to it and busted it in a million pieces while I watch. If he in turn didn't also beat my ass because he was bothered at work because of some nonsense. And I think that's a big thing right there. This nonsense in school. Because people want to be their friends, their
So
kids' friends.
that assistant principal said in the 15 years she's been there, when she first got there, they were having about 2 dozen fights every school year between students. And the last 5 years, there's only been an average of 2 fights during an entire school year between students.
See, those shot
So,
collars really make a difference.
well, I don't know, they just, it's a really good school. They expect a lot out of the students, and the students realize when they come in, they're there to learn. And the freshmen, they have their own wing, so they keep the 14, 15-year-olds away from the 18-year-olds,
Right.
which probably solves a lot of conflicts.
Well, they used to, when I was in junior high, is what they call it now. We had middle school, which was seventh grade, eighth grade, and ninth grade. And now the ninth graders are back with the high schoolers.
Also, back in the day, every campus had their own cooks and at the lunchroom,
Mm-hmm.
and they still had a lunchroom, but all the meals are made in a central
Kitchen.
kitchen, and then um, just portions or separate meals are sent to each campus.
Yeah, I remember in high school, our head lunchroom lady, she cooked the prescribed menu, but the amount of food that you got on um, your tray, your plate, varied. If a boy said or a girl said, "Can I have some more extras? Can I have some more mashed potatoes and gravy?" While they're going through the lunch line, they would put more mashed potatoes and gravy on your plate, or can I have another fake piece of fish? They would give it to you. And she used to get in trouble with the state dietitian all the time about that. That's the required calories that they're supposed to have. She was like, they'll burn those off going from a building to the student parking lot in the evening.
uh, yeah, we were walking down the hall with that assistant principal, and we said, "Hey, this is where the Coke and candy machines used to be. Where are they now?" She said, "Oh, those haven't been around for a couple of decades."
So the kids have to bring in their I don't know what they're called, all those energy drinks. They have to bring them on in on their own in their lunch bags. I mean, it's changed, so, and I don't think it's changed for the, you know, if do they still have textbooks,
No, pretty much it's all on their what do they
tablet,
call them? Think pads or whatever,
iPads?
iPads or whatever they are. They give them to use. They check them out, and I said, "How many do you get back?" She said, "Well, we actually get most of them back at the end of the year, but we count on a few getting broken or lost, so we don't worry about it too much. The ones
Well,
that
they
don't get returned."
that's the reason the budgets are running out of style. It's
Well, the state and federal funds, they pretty much pay for the computers that the kids use. So anyway, enough about that. How about some
so
reselling? How much did you sell over the weekend?
uh $10.
$10. Really? That's it?
That's it.
Man, you need to
Plus
step
shipping
it
and
up,
handling.
dude.
Huh?
You need to step it up, dude.
I do, but that's process of what I've been doing. I've been going through. I've been just trying to get organized and get the house organized, and I hope this week I get back to listing.
Yeah, I sold. Let's see, I was gone Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So those 3 days, I got 22 orders going out, which is pretty
For
good.
$6,500.
No, it was about wasn't quite $700 worth of stuff. So yeah, I had a pretty good sales while I was gone. Chris has got 9 going out. So, yeah, a bunch of the stuff I got at the last auction is going out. Another one of those pipes and a backpack and a couple of knives and
Cool.
different stuff. Dun, 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 dun.
Back to the school bit for just a second. I was watching a video. It's a carnival cruise to Greenland, because we're contemplating that cruise because we like the day at sea, and you have a lot of days at sea. Baltimore to Greenland, Greenland to Canada, Canada back to Baltimore. Anyway, I can't remember how to pronounce the name of one of the ports of call that you stop at. Their high school class had their graduating class had a total of 9 kids. That was their graduating class, because there's only like 50 kids in the whole school district or the whole town. Anyway, I guess you know everybody then.
Yeah,
You're really
Sadie, I made it past the entries, but I didn't cash last night.
Fisher.
Ken says pineapple cruise again.
You're really obsessed by that, Kent. You really need to get a hooker or something. Fish, it's good seeing you again. I hadn't seen you in a long time. I didn't realize you were a teacher.
54 English second language students. Huh.
Oh, I didn't know. I was wondering what that was.
75% off. I've got quite a few items I couldn't do 75% off because I would be losing money at that point.
Well, what lag runs 99% off, doesn't he?
But yeah, I've saw the practical items are selling good for me, you know, like knives and um, backpacks. Let me look at my orders here. Chargers,
No,
some
they
clothes, drill bits, razors, shoes, holsters. I got a couple of holsters going out. Sold a canteen, you know, useful stuff.
is the backpacks like school backpacks, or are they like
No,
military Boy Scout kind of backpacks?
they're military.
Well, people are making bug out bags, so you know.
Yeah. But that's why my store is so big. I've got 1,400 items, and a lot of it's just like collectible stuff. I am selling a lot less collectible type stuff. I got a bunch of jewelry. Very little of it is selling.
Yeah, Ron, these high schools are huge now. And bonjour, Madame Ron. There's my French.
Well, he lives on the north side of Austin now, a town called Leander, which is It's a big, it's city. It's not like where I grew up or where I live now.
Yeah, my prepping items are moving. I've seen a lot of videos pop up in my suggestion list of all of these Walmart bug out kits, and these guys that are doing, opening them up and going through them, they're not too impressed with them. 6 high schools. That sounds like Charlotte. It must be a good sized town. Because we have 3 that's within 5 miles of our house.
So, I had a Facebook Marketplace scam attempt. I got some things listed, and on one of my listings on Facebook Marketplace, I got a message that said, Facebook has determined that you have violated, I forget what it was exactly, but you need to click on this link to keep from having your Facebook removed. I'm like, bullshit. I ain't clicking that.
Too bad you can respond to it and say, "Oh well, I don't care. Remove it." It's a time grabber.
Yeah, the message came on one of my MRE listings, meals ready to eat.
Right.
I thought, oh great, is this? At first I thought, is Facebook getting like eBay? They don't allow MREs to be sold because they got that chemical heater in them. And
Really?
then turns out, no, it's just somebody trying to scam me.
Right.
So be careful reading your Facebook Marketplace messages. There's scammers on there trying to. It's legit. No, it isn't. Do 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 do.
It's going to destroy the country if that girl gets in the office, but if she does, people get what they voted for. Because that means they're so stupid that they need to be managed like they want to.
The target landline people. Yep. They'll try to rent you a house they don't even own.
Yeah, the house next door to us, I've because I don't want squatters and stuff like that moving into it, because it's like a VRBO type rental deal now, and people drive up and they walking around it, and if I see them, I'll say, "Can I help y'all?" They're not at home. Well, we saw on Facebook that this place was available for rent. And I'm like, no, it's not available for rent. Because I know for a fact they don't list it on Facebook. I mean, I don't say that to them, but I say, no, it's not for rent. There's a couple that lives in it because it's fully furnished. So I know something's up if they say, well, I saw it on Facebook. And they could be legit. But there's a lot of people out there that try to take your, they'll rent you something that they don't own or they don't control. Like Scan for Freedom. He probably knows about it.
So I put quite a few things on Facebook Marketplace the last couple of weeks, and I've had tons of messages saying, "Hey, will you ship this?" Like, no, that's why I put it on Facebook Marketplace, because I don't want to ship it on eBay.
The poison in foods.
Or can you meet me halfway? Like, no. You can come here and get it if you want it.
There's a McDonald's near my house. That's where you meet up. Man, they're renting parking spaces in your house at your house now around here.
Picked a few things.
Jake.
Morning, Harry. How's it going? So yeah, I went to my 50th class reunion. A lot of people looked old, like Harry.
Had a lot of the women folk and guys
Morning,
had
Todd. Yo,
facelifts.
Todd.
Yeah, Scan. There was a complex down the street that would not allow trucks. You could, I'm not talking about like a semi. I'm talking about a F-150, F-250, F-350, or 2,500, whatever you want to call them. You couldn't park in their parking lots. And there was a big lawsuit about it because this guy said my truck costs more than that those crappy condos that we're living in are. Because he had an F-350 fully loaded 4-wheel drive dually king cab, which is about $100,000. And at the time, those condos didn't even rent for that much. I mean, sell for that much. Wait a minute. The fact that he's trying to get. See,
Yeah.
I have a branch of my family tree that are extreme Democrats. And one of them tried to get my sister-in-law, Janice, to come over to the dark side. And Janice told her sister, "You have lost your mind." I said, "You were nice, or my mom was telling me about it." I told my mom, I said, Janice was being nice about it because I'd have had to throw some creative words in there. If I was up north and people start talking about snow blowers, I would just not be happy at all. I'm liking the 70-degree weather we've been having around here. Well, it's 70s.
All right. Bye, Samuel. Cyber. Brisk 78 on the patio. Oh man, it's been hot. I can't believe when I was at my class reunion is like 300 miles north of here and still in Texas. Anyway, it was hotter there than it was here, which kind of surprised me because they're usually a lot cooler. Today's high is only supposed to be 94, so that's about a 10-degree cool down from what it's been, which is good. I'm tired of 100-degree weather. We're
Does that
supposed to
just
have some 80-degree highs starting Sunday. 80, 88, 89, around in there.
I love the way you say you 300 miles and you're still in Texas. 300 miles from my house, I can either be in Georgia, Tennessee, Virginia, of
Yeah,
course,
that's what
South
I'm talking
Carolina.
about.
Uh,
We drove 6.5 hours to my high school reunion, and yeah, that's just a hop and a skip in Texas.
well, if you
Of
talk
course,
about hours wise, hell, I could be up into West Virginia, Arkansas, Florida, and you hadn't even got out of the state of Texas yet.
no, from my house you can shoot. It's 4 hours to the coast. It's about 11 hours from El Paso. It's about 8 hours to the top of the Texas to Amarillo. Up in there, it's about shoot. If I went to Harlingen in South Texas, that would be about a 10-hour drive. Yeah, Eagle Pass. Go down there and help them with the border. Eagle Pass is probably about a 8-hour drive from here. So yeah, I still got tons of stuff to list from the last auction, so I won't be buying anything for a while.
Did you buy anything? Did you buy anything at the sale, the Lutheran sale on Thursday?
Uh, no, I don't think I got anything. If I did, it's not worth even showing.
Wow, why did you go to San Diego?
Do what?
uh, who was it? Texas Bandit said used to drive 10 hours to El Paso, then 8 hours to San Diego.
Yeah, from here you can't really drive straight through to San Diego. That would be murder.
Yeah, some of those big states, like Massachusetts, you drive from one end to the other. It's a good day's drive. Tennessee is one of the longest states. Seems like you just drive and drive and drive and drive, and you still haven't got to the, like when you're leaving from Arkansas headed towards North Carolina.
What is Arkansas?
Arkansas.
Yep.
You're 311 miles from Maryland. I'm sure you're just going to jump in the car and head for Maryland, Anissa. You don't even like dealing with the people at the Walmart, more or less going to Maryland.
Dun, 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 dun.
The only reason I would even consider going to Maryland is to get on a cruise ship, and because they have one in Baltimore. West by God, Virginia.
By They got by and
Now, if we get some of those super trains like they're going to put in California over on the East Coast, you can be in North Carolina and end up in Maine in about 5 hours. Yep, Kent. They sure do. And I haven't caught COVID from a cruise. I've always caught it from people when I got back that's got it. The one from Baltimore to Greenland's 14 days. I'd jump on it tomorrow. Because when you get to be as old as me, Todd, and Anissa, your days can be over by the end of today. So you got to go for it while you can. You can't be scared of everything. Because my mom and dad had a 38-foot diesel pusher, and it went all over the country. Ka-ching, Todd.
cha-ching.
And then my dad's eyesight started going, and they ended up having to sell the camper, and within a year, 2 years, he was gone. So my mom's like, y'all do what you can do now, because you might wake up tomorrow and not wake up. Absolutely. Princess does not. They're no better than Royal Caribbean and Carnival, but they go for they're more expensive, and they go for a different clientele. Where's Mr. Sadie at? What did Mr. Sadie say? Well, poor old Cackle, she's got 200 million reasons why she's got the nomination. That's because if she didn't get the nomination, they couldn't use that $200 million that was in that cash that it had already collected. American Honey, no Miss Anissa. God, that makes her sound like she should be sitting out on the veranda drinking a mint julep, rocking in her rocking chair. Tara, if you're listening, that youngin' of yours is a big old boy. Have you seen the pictures of Brandon on Facebook, Todd?
Do what?
Have you seen the pictures Tara has posted of Brandon on Facebook? That
Wow,
is
another cha-ching.
that's a big old boy. Well, you're just rocking it this morning.
Well, it's the same buyer buying two things.
Oh, is it?
Yep. I don't know why they didn't put them in a cart and just check out all at once, but I get a lot of that. People will buy something and then they'll buy something else, and you'll print out labels and ship it, and you get to the post office. Well, dang, that's going to the same place. I could have packed that together.
Like says wasn't him. What's the matter, like you running short on money this month? You've not been buying from Todd like you have been. Oh, he's got 100 items in his cart.
He's probably got my whole store in his cart.
Yeah.
So I think I'm doing good. I wonder if that would help sales of items if we all just got together and put everybody's store in our cart. And does that show up to prospective buyers that your items are in other people's carts?
I don't know.
Maybe that would add some urgency to somebody to buy something from you that they're looking at.
What did you buy for $400 at Target, Anissa? Back to
Oh,
school crap?
it's not hard to do.
I don't shop at Target, so. Scott, you still here? Does that make any difference if everybody has, let's say, one of Todd's pipes in their cart? Will that make a difference?
Oh, there you go, Tom.
Yeah, I
She
see
spent
that.
$400 because she had those twin girls with her.
Back to school.
That's pretty cheap for flooring. Last time we got flooring, it was like 4,000 or 5,000.
Dang.
And we didn't even do the whole house.
Anissa, you got to start buying off the rack stuff and not buying all that fancy designer Target stuff.
Yeah, they got designer clothes in there.
Yeah, John, if Mr. Sadie took all his granddaughters to Target, he'd just let them buy whatever they wanted to and slap that daggum American Express black card down and say, put it all on it. You know he can't tell those girls no.
That's right, Chastity.
Are y'all putting down real hardwood floors?
Do.
Yeah. Nissa would be on an IV drip and oxygen if she went shopping at our South Park Mall. That's where all the upscale stuff's at. Apple Store, Neiman Marcus, all of those. You might be better off being adopted as a daughter, Anissa, since he doesn't have any. Jabus, you need to find some dirt over there where you're at and build you a barn dominium so you have all the space you need. Yeah, it's a good place to go to look at the people extremely in debt, Jabus. Well, you just go down to the bank and borrow you some money like everybody else does. Because there's been some on YouTube that I've looked at, and some of these people they have some pretty nice barn dominiums, even though they're not all used for that. There's this one guy, he's got a hangar for his airplane at a major airport. And it's got like a 3-bedroom condo up above where the planes sit inside.
All right, diuretics are kicking in. I'll be right back.
Okay, well, it's time to go too. So, go ahead. So, those with youngins, have they started back to school yet, or getting ready to start back? Anissa, did you girls start back today? Don't do that. I do not do pumpkin spice anything. Yours go tomorrow? That's weird. Starting on a Tuesday? Dang, American Honey, you got a great grand starting in. Well, I can't say nothing. My mom's got one too. Actually, she's got one in high school. Oh well, Vanessa, you got to quit being such a liberal and start running that household like you're the boss instead of letting your girls just get away with everything. You can expect that from their daddy, but I thought their mamas were the hard asses. Are they on American Honey? Are they on a waiting list just to get into the high school? Like you don't have? There's 104 kids they don't have space for. Well, you got to cowboy up or cowgirl up, Anissa. You're not a Mr. Sadie who gives in to everything they say with all them girls. Wow. Hey, Ping. Wow. That's rough. time to get some mobile classrooms pulled in.
Dang. They can't hardly do that anymore with the security schools are required to have now.
Well, you got to quit doing that in this and get a backbone. Start throwing some more y'alls in there and get a southern backbone and get on them girls. Tell them Uncle Tom said that you were their mama is just getting too weak on them. This is the age that you're supposed to be tightening up on them. Then boys are going to start floating in their lives. God, I wouldn't want to have to deal with that anymore. Well, that's California, Ping. I thought everybody was leaving California. All right, Todd, it's 10:11. I got to go.
Well,
I gave you
all
some
right.
extra minutes
You
since
gonna
I was
run a
late.
show tomorrow?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
all right.
We'll see y'all later. Have a great day.
Yeah, this stuff isn't packing itself. Oh, Tom's already gone. Now let's talk about Tom. Yeah, it's time to get this week started. So we'll see y'all on Tom's show tomorrow. I guess Beard's on Wednesday. Don't go to Texas, it's full of assholes. Speak for yourself, Phil. Tom gone. All right, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.